Hey friends, how's it going? It's nighttime in the saw shop. I felt compelled to come out here tonight. I don't know, I'm all fired up. Friends, it's true. Listen hard and listen good. I lost a chainsaw, the 038. I don't know what happened, friends. Let me take a deep breath. Me and this saw, we were doing so good, and then, I don't know, I was cutting with her, and I don't know, she got weak and she fainted, and friends, she died. Friends, it happens. If you port power saws, you're gonna lose one once in a while. This thing didn't pop, but it was going to. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Now, before that, I want to say thank you to everybody that hangs out here. I don't feel like I say that enough. You guys, friends, I've been off work for 4 months. Your support of this channel has gotten me and my family through. You guys have never met me and I've never met you, but go to bed at night knowing you have helped my family go through one of the hardest times. I had to stop working, friends, to look after my wife and our unborn baby. Baby Charlie's doing great. Mama's doing great. We took her in for a checkup today, and she's doing awesome, friends. So thank you once again. Without you guys, this channel would not be where it is. So I appreciate your continued support, and I promise you, nothing's going to change here. I'm not going to get involved in the internet drama or any of that stuff. All I'm doing, friends, is sharing what I do with you. My way is not the only way, and I don't know everything, friends. I know less than 1% of everything, that's for sure. Anyhow, where were we? Okay, friends. The 038 Magnum. Let's go back over this saw. We had some problems with it. This saw, for those of you that are new, welcome. This is a turd saw. This was underneath my buddy's bench. This is actually his brother's saw. I know both of them. I grew up with them. They're good friends of mine. They both cut firewood. This saw was sitting under my buddy's bench. I asked him what the deal is with it. I saw that it was an 038 Magnum. I used to own one of these, friends. Really, really good saw. I knew they have problems with the choke, which this one does. But I knew they were good, grunty saws. They're a little heavy, but I wanted to build one and port it. So I asked him, what are you doing with this saw? Can I take it home, and when I get a chance, I'll go over it for you. I like to do that, friends. I like to make content that you guys find interesting, and I like to jump around different brands. So I thought I'd give this Stihl a love. So this was a turd saw. It didn't run. We pulled it apart. It was scored pretty bad. No explanation to what happened to it because the owner didn't blow it up. So did a little sleuthing. I put a new fuel line, fuel filter, crank seals, rebuilt the carb, checked over the intake, did all that kind of stuff, friends. After inspecting the bottom end, I decided the bottom end was like brand new, friends. There's no discoloration in the crankshaft, the bearings. The bearings are super clean. After I popped the crank seals out, the crank bearings on the saw were like brand new, friends. So why fix it, right? I put a new piston from Wolf Creek Saw Shop, a highway piston rings, and I used the OEM cylinder. This cylinder was mint, friends. There was no scoring when I was done. I honed it. Everything was good. I'm just going over what I did here, friends, so that maybe you guys can learn. I put this saw together. It was finicky, friends. It really was. I was having trouble starting it. I'd let this thing sit overnight. Generally with a new saw, I let them sit. Every morning, say before work, I'll come out here and I'll fire up any saws that are going through testing just to see, especially when it's cold out in the morning. You know, I'll grab a saw. I'll grab Buchan's 266 or whatever. You know, I'll grab this. This is a 372 that Buck had left here for me. Okay, I'll grab this saw. Does it fire? Buchan gave me this saw, friends. It needs some work. The switch is falling off and stuff like that, but wow, does this thing run. There'll be a video on this coming up, I promise you. Anyway, so I do that with my saws because here's the thing, friends. I'm not in a hurry. I am the lowest production shop on the YouTubes, probably. I only do a couple saws a month. They're usually buddy saws. I don't like to rush, friends. This is a fun thing. a fun gig. I enjoy making YouTube videos. Building the saws is solely to make you guys content. I don't do this for a living. I probably never will, friends. Some of you might call me crazy, but you know, I do this for fun. Maybe one day down the road I will do a few builds for you guys, but so I take my time. This saw was finicky from day one. I had trouble starting it in the morning. We got the choke fixed. Okay? The last video on the tailgate, we got the choke fixed. You guys heard this thing. It was cutting good. It went lean for a couple of cuts. Okay? I could feel it. It wasn't four-stroking really nice. I let it cool down. I gave it a little more high jet, and I made a few more cuts. And then I put it down. Okay, this thing's good. Everything ran nice. It restarted. It idled. I had no more choke issue. I ordered a new muffler and a new clutch from Wolf Creek. And I told Fab Willie, my buddy, it's his brother's saw, but I told Willie, I'm like, hey man, your bro's saw's done. I got a couple parts coming. You guys can pick it up and use it for firewood season. And that was that. So friends, I took the muffler off this saw, wherever I put it. I took the muffler off this saw, friends, and I looked at the piston. Okay, and in the last video, when I looked at the piston was at top dead center. I didn't see anything, friends. But I took the muffler off this saw, and I saw some light scoring. Now, sometimes when you port a saw, you get little tiny wee marks and dings here and there, which I try to avoid at all costs. Once in a while, you get a cylinder that'll do that. By 5 or 6 tanks, they're gone, okay? But I wasn't feeling right about what I was seeing. So, friends, I want you to see this. This saw was going to go kaboom. We lost the saw, friends. I couldn't figure out why this saw failed until I was on the phone with a buddy and I was looking at this thing and it basically smacked me in the mouth. You guys got to see this. I have seen this before, but I've never had this happen. Okay, friends, here's the saw. Okay, let's look at the cylinder first. You guys can see the work I did here. Transfers. And again, that's mill finish. Okay, I don't sand anything. Not on the transfers. Just to show you guys what I did. Because again, friends, you can copy this. This isn't a failure. This isn't every time I have a ported saw that doesn't run properly or there's a problem, people go, oh, it must be the porting. Friends, it's rarely the porting. If it was, I would tell you. Okay, there's our exhaust port. It's a little wider. I raised it 4 degrees, I believe. Okay. Upper transfers are stock. Here's our intake, widened. I widened it. I narrowed this a little bit, squared this off, dropped the bottom. Okay, I honed this cylinder. Now, friends, look at the combustion chamber. There's like particles of something stuck in there. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see it. I wiped it out. Like right here, friends. Here's another piece. You guys see that? It's like stuck on there. Something soft. Like it's not... I don't know, friends. It's not carbon. We haven't run... I've only put 2 tanks through the saw. It's not carbon. Okay. See if I can scratch that off there. Okay, friends. So it's like we got Schmierka in here. Okay, so I noticed that. Now I wiped this out already. But look, it's got all this stuff stuck on the combustion chamber. Now, I rinsed some of it. I put it on a paper towel and I cleaned it. You can see it's full of like stuff. Okay. Now, I washed and rinsed this bottom end out with gas, mixed gas. Sprayed it out. This bottom end was clean, friends. Okay. Now, look closely, friends. I'll zoom you guys in. I want you guys to learn. I don't hide anything. You're going to lose saws once in a while if you build saws. That's just, that's the way it goes. Yeah, if I don't lose a saw once in a while, I get scared because you're like, hey, when's that saw going to blow up? It does happen, friends. I don't lose saws all the time, but it does happen. Once in a while, you lose a saw. First off, look at that wash pattern. Okay, you guys see that? So I want to show you guys what's going on here. Transfers fill this way. Look, you can see it on both sides. They hit the back just over top of the intake. swirl, and go out the exhaust port. Okay, nice wash pattern. That wash pattern tells me this saw was going to run quite efficiently. I like a nice clean wash pattern. Usually, I'll scratch it here and here just so you guys can see, right? Transfers fill here and here. Okay, this way out, and then usually you'll see like a little nub there. Okay, and then this will all be carboned, and that pushes the exhaust out. Okay, so everything looks good in this saw. Piston. Now look, friends, I'm not particular, but I'm not super picky about stuff like this, but can you see? You see all these little rub marks and scratch marks right here? Okay. You can't feel them, but you can see them. Okay. All the way around here. And you see the rings are kind of scuffed. Now this saw only has 2 tanks on it. Okay. But here, look at the exhaust port, friends. See? This is what I saw. I had the saw at bottom or at top dead center, and you couldn't see any of this because this is the top of the exhaust port, right? These scratches here. This is the top of the exhaust port. But see all these microscopic marks here. Now this piston, if this is my saw, friends, I could reuse this piston. It's fine. I saved it more enough in time. But look, see, we got all these scratches here and here. Okay. Now sometimes you're going to get this kind of stuff when you port a saw. Sometimes you won't. Just depends on the cylinder. I like to have no scratches on my pistons. That's my goal. Usually I'm there, but okay, friends. And then I scuffed and went around this whole piston, took all the hard edges off, the sharp edges. So the question is now, and I'm kind of rambling on in this video, friends, but I want to show you guys. So why did I take this saw apart? Well, friends, you can see right here. Look. Okay, I looked through the exhaust port and I saw that. You see those scratches? It's horrible. This cylinder was scratched by something that isn't this piston. Normally a cylinder that's that scored, like your piston should be absolutely destroyed, right? Absolutely destroyed. So right away I'm like, did I have a wrist pin failure? Well, friends, look. There's no up and down movement. Okay? No up and down movement there. So the question is, friends, what happened? And I was thinking, well, maybe we have a rod failure. No. These bearings look good. They're tight. And again, friends, this should be blue. This will turn blue. This is a copper coating. This will turn blue. Like if you've ever soldered a plumbing joint, the copper turns blue. This will turn blue if you overheat it. Well, it's not blue, friends. Weird, eh? So the question is, what caused this? This is what caused it, and I'll show you guys right now. I hope I can get in there and show you guys, because it's like... Friends, see this? See this? See that? Look. See that on the tip, friends? See that? That is powder coating. Okay. That wasn't there. I looked at pictures, and then this, friends. Ready? This is, see this piece here? There, look. Okay, so this piece come off here. Okay. And this come off, look. So, it wasn't apparent. I thought I had an air filter issue. But the thing is, friends, I've had the air filter on and off of this thing so many times. I would notice if the carburetor was full of junk. I would notice it. So, this air filter was working, okay? When I pulled it off the last time, there was dust all around the carb, but not in the carb or past. I made that extra seal for the air filter. It didn't get past there, so... yeah, so there you guys go. If you're working on, I've never seen this on a Husqvarna, but I have seen this on Stihls before. This one, I guess when it finally got warm, on my second heat cycle, it got warm, and the powder coating decided to let go. No ethanol in the gas that I'm running through this. It's ethanol-free gas, so it's not the ethanol. I don't know, friends. Okay, so them are the brakes. I hate when stuff like this happens, but again, friends, if this was an easy gig, I'd probably get bored of it. 260 times a second or whatever, these things are going up and down. A lot goes wrong when a piece goes off, so it ends up in between your piston and your rings. So yeah, friends, I'm pretty sure that that's what happened. I mean, I'm gonna have to split this saw and grind on the cases and make them shiny and smooth, or you know, I got to take all the paint off inside because we can't trust that paint now. So, them are the brakes. I kind of wish I did bearings now. Remember, I was like, should I do bearings? Nah, should I? These bearings are mint. If I would have stripped the cases down, I would have found that loose powder coating. Maybe, I hope so, and I would have scuffed it up or gotten rid of it. So hindsight's always 20/20, friends. No big deal. It's my buddy's saw, and I phoned him. He understands. Anyhow, friends, if you're porting or rebuilding a Stihl, then it's not just Stihls, but I've seen this more on Stihls of this vintage. Make sure that that powder coating is not coming off, especially if it's turned brown like this one has. That tells you it's been warm. That's why I double and triple check the bottom end of this, because when the bottom end, in my opinion, and maybe it's wrong, but when the bottom end gets brown like that, that tells me these cases have been warm, is my thoughts on it. And so I double and triple check. So anyhow, friends, we're going to put this one in a box for a little bit. I'll have to order some more parts and reconvene. But yeah, when we get a chance, I'll throw this back together. I guess we're going to have to use a highway top end next time. And we'll go from there. Anyhow, friends, them are the brakes. If you port saws, you're going to blow one up once in a while. Be ready. When it happens, don't beat yourself up. If you made a mistake, own it. If you make a mistake, tell the customer or your buddy or whoever you're building the saw for, hey man, I made a mistake, and eat it and fix the saw. I hate stuff like this because it's like there was no way to really see it coming, and it happened. So I'll take it though. I'll redo the saw. Anyhow, friends, thanks for watching. Take it easy. Later.